Hello! So, it's been a hot minute since I've done a little Q&A, and I actually asked on my Instagram a while ago and then completely forgot to do it. But here I am, and I'm answering a Q&A today. And I got a little messy helper because she's covered in banana. Well, we're going to start off with a few relationship questions, you know, the juicy ones. Get straight into it. First one off the bat is, do I ever worry about Jake cheating while he works away? Look, I'd be lying if I said it didn't cross my mind. Of course it's crossed my mind. And so how I try and deal with that thought is pretty much think that if he cheats, he fucked up. And I think he knows that. Because I'm like, alright, good luck. Good luck, because I do a lot for you. We have a great relationship. And if you want to throw it all away over a stupid cheating thing, that's on you and that's your loss at the end of the day. Which is just how I try and think about that. Of course I'd be heartbroken, but I know that I bring a lot to the table and he's lost. In saying that, we have also always been really open with the fact that if you're not feeling it, tell me you're not feeling it. You could literally come up to me and say, hey, look, I'm just not in love with you anymore. And I would be a lot happier than I would be if you cheated. If you cheated, that's a whole nother kettle of fish. I'd be very mad, upset, hurt, and probably a little bit of a pain in the ass to deal with a breakup. But if you just said, I don't love you, that's it, I'd respect that. Still sad, but I'd respect that you came to me and said something first. Evie is trying to climb the tripod. Alright, second up, are you and Jake married? We are not. We have been together for 5 years this Valentine's Day. She's really shaking that tripod. But we are not married. How often do we fight? I don't think we have any really big fights very often. We have fights over the same topics if we have a big fight, which I'm not going to name, but there's like 3 things that if we have fights, they'll be about those things. But we niggle, like nag each other. But I don't think that's a fight. I think that's good because you're getting out your emotion and it doesn't bottle up and it doesn't become a fight. But yeah, I'd probably say we have little like niggles every day, but big fights, I could count on one hand how many big fights we've had over the past 5 years. Have we ever come close to breaking up? No, we have not. Yeah, I don't know. It's never just been something when we get in a fight, you just sort it out. Not really think that that's the end, and there hasn't been anything that's been a real deal breaker that's happened, so yeah. And the last one to do with Jake is if we will have any more babies. We both have decided we'd love one more, but I'm not ready at the moment. I'd like to wait until Evie is a little bit older, because this age gap, the 2-year age gap, is wild. Did I notice a shift in my friends group when having kids? Once I'm having kids. A little bit when I first had Layla, not really a shift. It was just a bit of a different dynamic because obviously I wasn't going out and drinking, and I'd just gone from being free all the time pretty much to having a human that depended on me and just didn't get out as much. And so I didn't really hang out with my friends a lot when I first had Layla, but I get along with them all great now. We catch up regularly and they are all like the best aunties to my girls and they love them so much. So yeah, there was a little bit of a shift, and I definitely also realized who my friends are and who my friends are not, and who I want my kids to be around and who I do not want my kids to be around. Few social media questions. One is, can you share more tips on how to expand your Instagram? Look, the one thing you're going to get told by every single person when you ever talk about Instagram is, oh look, you really have to nail your niche, know exactly what your niche is about. And I am awful at that. I can't. So the way that I try and think of it is that you have like your pillars of what the thing is that you like to share about, because motherhood, broad spectrum, lifestyle, broad spectrum. So then they want you to really nail down on a niche and be like, oh, I'm a girl mum and I post girl mum stuff. I can't do that. I'm not like that. So I have my pillars, which I'm like young mum. I like fashion. I like interiors. I have a FIFO partner, and I have 2 girls. there you go. So everything sort of stems off the things that I want to share, and I feel like that really helps because people know what they're coming to your account for. So yeah, that was my first little thing. Second little social media tip is really just nailing your content, what you want to share, what you've got knowledge on, and get it out there regularly. And yeah, just like back yourself, I guess. If you want to share something, just go for it. Like me on YouTube right now. I've wanted to do this for years and I just was like, no, I'm not a big YouTuber, I can't do it. But I enjoy doing it, so here I am. Do I find it draining being on the online space? Not particularly. I find it a little bit of a creative outlet, to be honest, and I love having like an audience that I can talk to and like bounce ideas off. And yeah, I don't really ever think of it as being draining. Obviously over like holiday period, I like to steer clear. When every single person and their dog seems to be online, that's when you get a lot of trolls and a lot of hate, and I just don't want to deal with it. It's like holiday season, I don't want to deal with that bullshit, so I head out on a little break myself. How many followers did I have on Instagram when I landed my first paid collaboration? 13,000, but I probably could have been asking for money before then. I just didn't know how, and I didn't know how to ask for it. They'd be like, do you want to swap product for post? And I'd be like, oh yeah, sure. Even though that's not paying my bills. I had a full-time job at the time, and it wasn't something that wasn't like killing me, if that makes sense. Like it didn't really matter that it wasn't paid, but don't do that. Do not do that. You should always be asked for money to compensate for your time, your effort, and everything that you put into creating the content for a brand. They have the budget for this, and you're taking your time out and making sure the content's perfect. They go back and forth, they bounce. So yeah, I definitely do not do many just gifted collaborations anymore, unless it's like a brand that I continuously work with and really love, and they just send a little something without like an expectation. I'll usually share it. Favorite place to get outfits from? We're moving on from social media. A little bit of everywhere, to be honest. I really like Petal & Pup. Evie just fell down. That's where this dress is from. It's probably my favorite brand. I also like Amoroso Boutique, Billy J, Princess Polly sometimes has a few things that I like on there. But yeah. Oh, Shopo. Shopo has nice dresses too. I really like longer dresses, like maxi dresses, or like shorts. I'm like no in between, to be honest. But yeah, last piece of parenting advice. That's an easy one. Every child is different. You can take all the advice in the world, but your child can be different. So that's how it is. My overall thing would say that if you're the parent, like you're the expert in your child. Like I'm the expert in Evie and I'm the expert in Layla. So I can take your advice, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna know what to do best because I'm the expert in my kids and everyone is the expert in their own kids. Final two questions. It's going to be a nice and short one because I'm about to go out for lunch. But have I ever struggled with mental health? Absolutely. I was diagnosed with depression when I was 15 years old and still in school. And I had a bit of a rough trot there. I didn't have anything that was like over the top that made me like feel depressed, and I was never into self-harming, but I really struggled with like getting out of bed, low energy. So I saw a psychologist for 10 sessions and I was medicated. Personally, I found what helped most is when I went and saw a naturopath. I had an amazing naturopath and she really helped me out to deal with my depression that way and anxiety, and then I was completely fine within 2 years. I have had a little bit of a return since having Evie, not so much depression, I think maybe a smidgen. More anxiety was really bad after I had Evie, and very bad intrusive thoughts. I did see a psychologist as well after having Evie, and that really helped me. So yeah, definitely struggle with a few mental health battles. Thankfully not too bad, but just get help, honestly. It's not weak to speak. Last one, what do I want to do for work now? Look, if I told you, actually if I knew, I would tell you. That's what I meant to say. I have no idea. absolutely no idea. I have a million and one things cross my mind of what I want to do like every single day. I'm like, I'd love to be like a psychologist. Then I'm like, okay, I don't think I could take on that burden because I would not be able to go to bed at night and be thinking, are they okay? I just want to go and check on them. I think I'm too like empathetic, I guess, to do that job. Or I'm the opposite. I'm not empathetic and I'll be like, oh, you'll be right. Yeah, I don't know. I just couldn't do it, to be honest. But I think sometimes I'd like to do it. Psychologist, I've also thought about like working like as a school psychologist, like with younger children. I think that I would like to do that. What else have I thought about doing? Oh, I thought about studying criminology for a little bit. I have a friend that works as a parole officer and I just think that looks really cool. I'm like, that's a cool job. I think I'd like that. I don't know why I'm drawn to work with these kinds of people, but I sort of feel like I am. Study is like 8 years though, part-time, and I'd have to do part-time because I have 2 children. So not really something I'm into at the minute. I'm also thought about doing like pharmacy. Don't know why. I used to work in a pharmacist when I was like 13 and 8 months, whenever you're legally allowed to work, and I just really liked it. I thought it was cool. So yeah, I've thought about that as well. Again, why do I want to work with these sorts of people? I don't know. I just don't know. But at the moment, I'm pretty happy to just stick with social media while my babies are young, and I'll work out what I want to do on the way. I also have a bit of a business that I would like to do that's in relation to a family business, but I can't let you know all my secrets. So that's all. That is everything in my little Q&A today. Thank you for watching. I'm sorry it was a short and quick one, but I will be back with another YouTube video soon.